Hello everyone and welcome to a slice of my life. This is going to be a really different video, I guess, because I've never actually reviewed a watch on this channel before. The only other time I actually kind of spoke about a watch in depth is my Casio G-Shock. Yeah, about this watch right here, where I actually changed out the bezel for this particular metal one. So take this as kind of like a declaration before you continue watching this video. I am not an expert in the watch field. In fact, honestly speaking, I don't even know anything much about watches at all, besides the fact that I do own a few watches. I used to collect G-Shock watches, but when it comes to things like the movement of watches and all that kind of nitty-gritty stuff, I have no idea about it. But Calvin over at Monsieur Watches reached out to me asking me if I would be interested in taking a look at his watch. In fact, this watch is not yet released. It is live on Kickstarter. When you guys are watching this video, it will be running all the way till the end of May 2021. So if you guys are interested in finding out more about this watch, or maybe even backing this watch on Kickstarter, make sure that you check out the description box below, because I'll be putting links in there. So anyway, I'd like to say a big thank you to Calvin for putting this in my hands. And well, I should have said on my hands, because it is on my hand right now. This here, everyone, is the Helm One by Monsieur Watches. I don't think the light is doing any good for this watch. Let's see if this works out a little bit better because of the reflections and everything. But here we go. This is the Helm One, everyone. This is the Helm One by Monsieur Watches. This one here is in black and it features the black rubber strap. Let me just bring this box back in frame and guys, the construction is killing me. I don't have the luxury of time. No pun intended. Really, I got somewhere to go, guys, so I'm gonna be recording over this construction noise, so I do apologize if it's going to be pretty bad audio. I must apologize. I have no control over these kind of things. Anyway, back to this box. I wanted to say that Calvin did not hand me just one watch. He handed me a pair of watches, and the other one here is in this box because, you know, you guys, I like to give you like that unboxing experience. So yes, the Monsieur Watch Helm One comes in this hard shell case, and you guys saw that I already unzipped it. So yeah, it's a zipper closure, and you flip it open, and there we have another Monsieur Watches Helm One. This one here is in green, and this features the very classic looking oyster bracelet. And you'll notice a couple more things in here. If I'm not wrong, okay, if I am not wrong, because right now what I have in front of me are prototype watches. This is actually very close to what the actual packaging of the retail pieces will be. So there will be a slot here for an extra strap. Now, this extra strap, it's not going to be two metal straps. It's going to be one metal strap as well as one rubber sports strap like this. So, you know, this is just for demonstration purposes or illustration purposes only. And then on this side, you have this little thing here, and that's because Monsieur Watches is actually working with a fragrance brand to be able to provide some sort of a fragrance that comes with this. Is going to be a custom fragrance. Now, there's nothing in this particular vial. So there's a really interesting combination, right? Like a really, really good looking watch as well as really nice smelling fragrance. I mean, they're setting you up to win, guys. They are setting you up to win. So I'm going to take this out right now. And yeah, that was kind of like the unboxing experience. It's really awesome that it's gonna be including these extra accessories as well. Let me just close this box and move this to the side. Of course, guys, you can find more information over on their Kickstarter page or maybe even on their website. As always, links in the description box down below. So let me just take this guy out of my wrist, I should say. So I'm gonna be running through these details with you guys, but I have to say that I don't truly understand the value of these details. There are some design oriented details. Those are the things that I can really talk about. But let's first talk about this glass. This is double domed sapphire crystal, and this thing is really domed. Look at that. You can see it is domed, and this is because this is a dive watch, and having a domed sapphire crystal here, from what I understand, is that when you're underwater, this helps with being able to read your time clearly. Next thing that I'm going to be talking about is on the underside. Bam! Yeah, guys, this is also sapphire crystal, but this, you can see the movement here is a SEIKO NH35A or NH35A movement. Let me just shift this like that. There you guys can see that movement. So guys, yep, this is an automatic watch. So that means that you won't be needing batteries in this. This is going to work This is amazing. Okay, this is really amazing. Now the next thing here, the next call out thing is the bezel here. And now I'm going to shift this light back away a little bit. Now the bezel here is a very classic submariner style kind of bezel. And that's where the main color differences here are. One is in green, one is in black, and there is a third colorway that is in blue. I'll try and put a picture here so that you guys can have, I guess, a more visual kind of reference. But yes, this is a 120 click ceramic bezel. Now from what I understand, using ceramic for the bezel means that this is going to last a long time. I mean, we all already know the properties of ceramic, but I don't know how common is the implementation of ceramic on watch bezels. But this here is a 120 click bezel, and it's a unidirectional, so you can't turn it clockwise, only anti-clockwise. And to be honest with you guys, I don't know the function of this. From what I kind of understand, this is for divers to kind of keep track of time when they are underwater, although I have no idea how this thing works. I have to be honest and say that I don't know how this thing works. But I do know that other dive watches or submariner watches I've seen so far, or I've had the opportunity to kind of touch and handle, I know that this is an actual thing. Now, the OCD in me is saying, just get it straight. Oh, by the way, yeah, I tried my very best to get the 2 seconds hand working at the same pace or at the same spot. I hope I deserve a thumbs up for that. So, okay, moving on. This is a rubber strap that is featured on the black version. Of course, it comes together with your Helm One, and it is interchangeable. The standard kind of method to change your straps, and it features this kind of like a woven weave kind of motif. I like it because it gives it a good texture. Now all these extra slots here as well, these are cool because they kind of match up. Instead of just having a standard, just a single row down in the middle for your buckle or the clasp here, that's a very nice design touch as well. And this is actually done across on both sides of the strap. Now also here you have two strap stays. I think this is called a strap stay, right? A strap keep, stay, I don't know. And then here there are these two extra nubs that prevent these from moving too close to the buckle if you don't like it. But I gotta say that because there are two, I actually found myself kind of doing this. I just pushed this here to the front so that this piece here would stay here, and then the other one is free moving. I guess that kind of offers you some level of customizability. I think visually I actually prefer this watch to be like that, so I'm gonna leave it that way. Now I'm going to talk about this version over here, the green one. Now the green one, like I said, is sporting the oyster bracelet. You could of course change this over if you want to. So it depends on what color you get. You're going to get the rubber strap as well as the oyster bracelet. This has a standard open close kind of clasp that is synonymous with most other bracelet style watches. As you can see, my Casio here as well as this Timex here, standard kind. Right, so it's a standard clasp. But when we're talking about bracelet style straps, there are also these slots where you can kind of push the pins out and you can adjust the length, but there are extra slots here for fine adjustment as well, because you know, sometimes removing a link may not be enough. You want to have fine control over that. Use those small little slots over here. On top of that, this being a dive watch, this features what is known as a diver's extension. And guys, this is the first time I've ever heard of a diver's extension that is in the form of a ratcheting clasp here. Look at that. And from my understanding, this is so that whenever divers wear their wetsuits, they don't have to keep on adjusting their straps. They can just use this part here for quick adjustment. Let me just kind of give you guys a demonstration. All you have to do is just kind of move this, extend it, and they can wear the wetsuit underneath and then tighten this down until it is snug. So the watch will be on the outside of their wetsuit, still on their wrist. And I thought that this thing here is so cool. I've never heard of this before. And yeah, I just wanted to call it out because I think it's a really awesome feature. Next, of course, you have the nice Monsieur Watches logo here on the bottom of the clasp. And just for comparison, I'm going to put this upside down. I don't want to put it upside down. For comparison, on the rubber strap, there also is a Monsieur Watches logo here on the buckle. Come on, light. Be nice to me. Be nice to me, light. There we go. Monsieur Watches logo on the buckle. So far, so good, right? A lot of attention to detail. Next, I'm going to be talking about the crown. This is a screw-down crown, and it also has the Monsieur Watches logo. Now, I think one of the biggest features about a screw-down crown is the fact that, yeah, I've been using this Timex Waterbury watch for quite some time, and this is a pull. I don't know if that's the right word, but you basically have to pull it out in order to adjust your time and your date, and then you push it back in. But there are a couple of times when I actually snagged it by accident, and then my watch just froze. I didn't realize this until much later, and I'm thinking like, is it because my battery is dead, or is it because this came out? But because this is a screw down crown, this is never going to happen. So all you got to do is just unscrew this thing, then you can pop it out and adjust your time and then pop it back in. And by doing so, I have successfully kind of destroyed my own OCD. Now this is moving a little bit slower than this watch. But okay guys, no problem. This is just to showcase the watch to you guys, right? Now let's talk about the stuff that I can really geek out about. And that is in terms of the design aspect of the watch. First of all, this is called the Helm One, and you could see that there is a helm motif in the dial of the watch. Absolutely no text on the dial of the watch at all. The only text you'll find is outside here on the bezel. So you can see the helm motif there that I thought is a really nice design motif, and it's still using the helm motif to kind of give you those markers for 5-minute marks on the outside and the 10-minute mark on the inside. And then let's talk about the hands. The hands have this, well, let me see if I can get that for you. So you can see that reflective, yep. So the hands are electroplated, and this is like a really beautifully shiny brass kind of color. I don't know what is the material of the electroplating, but I gotta say that it is really beautiful. The next thing I want to add is that for the second hand, on the tip of the second hand on the green and blue versions, you can actually see the same color applied as on the bezel itself. So the green bezel has a green tip, the blue bezel has a blue tip. But on the black version, because the dial is already black itself, to improve the visibility of this, it is electroplated all the way through to the very tip. So I thought that was really good in terms of design choices. Now the next thing I want to point out is that this here features what is known as a sandwich dial. If you look closely, right, you can actually see that there is some depth to this. That the black is a layer above that white base layer. While that adds some depth, there is a reason why this is done as well. Apart from just looking cool like that and it being a sandwich dial, this thing actually features 2 Swiss luminova. Let me show you guys what I mean with the help of my Olight friendship. Let me charge this thing up here, as well as this guy here. And I'm going to be switching off the main light. And then you will be able to see the magic. Look at that. Guys, it is 2 Swiss luminova colors, one blue and one in green. The blue here is on that helm design, and everything else that tells you the time, that means that the bezel here, the markings on the bezel, as well as the hands of the watch are all in green. How beautiful is that? Look, okay, look, I'm gonna try and change the camera settings. There we go. Let me just charge this up a little bit more. My goodness guys, this is a lume monster. Look at how cool that thing is. Alright, I'm just gonna turn the lights back on. This is just so awesome. I'm gonna be putting more details about this, like more of the specs on screen, because yeah, I'm sure that you guys will be asking things like what's the material this is made of, what is the actual you know, like measurements of the lugs and things like that. But I wanted to show you guys what it looks like on my wrist. This is what the Oyster bracelet looks like on me. I really love this one. The rubber one is cool as well, but I'm leaning more towards this particular look. The green here is awesome to me. I don't know why, guys. This is what it looks like, the clasp on the bottom. And you guys know like the kind of aesthetic that I like in terms of like my fashion choices. I guess I'm kind of more like a mixture between street and a little bit of tech wear, some military influence as well. And then I like you know, like these rings. I like to wear paracord bracelets or bracelets of sorts. Oh wow, I'm just wearing this anchor bracelet today when I'm having the Helm One. I didn't even realize that. How cool. Okay, this is not intentional, guys, but yeah, I was just wearing this. You guys know I like to wear caps and things like that, but you know, this definitely is a really nice look in my opinion. So like I say again, guys, I don't truly know the value of all of this, but I gotta say that when I first met Calvin, the more details he told me about the watch, basically the price point of this watch kept going up in my mind, to a point that I was thinking, you know, a watch like this, right, with all of that consideration, all of that details, all of the different materials and the way it's made and all that kind of stuff, for a layman like me, I was thinking I'm gonna have to put down at least 800 to 1,000 Singapore dollars on one of these pieces. But he told me that yeah, it's gonna be launching on Kickstarter for just $250 US. That is about 330 Sing dollars, guys. Now mind you, don't forget, it is a watch with 2 straps and possibly a fragrance as well. I mean, just the watch alone, right? Even if you told me it's gonna be just this without an extra strap, for that price point, I think I would still like go ahead and get it. Oh, the last thing I forgot to tell you guys about is the aesthetics of this. Now look, so the Oyster clasp here features a very light brushed finish. If I'm not wrong, this is called an industrial brushed finish. Over here, yeah, it is a little bit scuffed up because I've been using it. Sorry, Calvin, I've been using this quite a bit. There are a bit of scratches here. Well, not just a bit, well, quite a lot of scratches, but you can still see the industrial brushing all across the strap. And up here on the lugs, yep, It's also got a brushed finish, but it is in the same curve as the bezel here. So yeah, you could see that slightly curved kind of brushed finish. On the sides, it is also brushed, but there are chamfers here, and these chamfers are just completely polished. That's a really cool two-tone look. So this really helps the edges kind of like stand out. It's a really subtle, small little detail here, but this is so cool. I didn't even tell you how deep this thing can go. You could take this down with you 300 meters, guys. I totally forgot to mention that. So that means that if you're gonna go swimming with this guy, if you're gonna go like take a shower with this guy, even like take a soak in the bathtub, this is not going to die on you. This is okay. You know what, guys? Yeah, basically that is it. Like, I've already shared all the details with you. You know, the symmetry here, the design motif, it just speaks to me, and I think it looks really good. Now, last but not least, before I actually end this video proper, I just want to show you guys, you know, putting this watch here with the way it looks next to some other watches like these two over here that I've taken out just for comparison, but also to put it next to other items to show you how versatile this thing looks. Because, you know, you might think, yeah, you know, there's a certain aesthetic that will go well with this watch. I'm going to tell you that it doesn't, because you see, I've got these two very contrasting O-like torches here. This is the Friendship, and this is the I5T EOS in the Stardust colorway. I've also got one of these SEIKs. Yeah, shout outs to Mamu Penguin. That SEIK, I've been wanting one, and I'm so glad that I managed to snag one. Here's a random item. This is my thumb drive in a really funny Tiffany blue teal colorway. And then I've got this really rugged looking military style Zippo lighter thing. Look, I've even got the stubby. Look, I'll put the stubby out. Look. And then, of course, yeah, my Bali comb. Look at how versatile these two are. Despite the different straps and despite the different colors, it just goes really well. Hopefully, this kind of illustrates to you the versatility. Yeah, I just might as well, since I have this other G-Shock out. Yeah, this is a custom paracord bracelet, guys. Yeah. So let me just put it kind of like that. There we go. So everything just jam-packed in the same frame. Whatever, man. It just works. It just works. I'm really surprised at this. And like I've said throughout this video, guys, links in the description box down below if you're interested in getting yourself one of these Helm One watches. And that is it, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking all the way throughout and sharing in this slice of my life. I hope that you found this video informative. I hope that you learned a thing or two. If you liked this video, I hope that you will give me a thumbs up. If you had not given me a thumbs up for making the 2 seconds hands move in sync. Also, if you're new to the channel, welcome, and please consider subscribing. But if I did not earn your sub today, that's okay. I will still continue working on my content, and hopefully I will earn your sub one day. Another great way to support the channel is over on Patreon. I'll put a link up here to that in case you want to check it out. We have patron exclusive content as well as patron exclusive giveaways from time to time. So if you do become a patron of mine, thank you so much in advance. It really means a lot to me. Once again, everyone, this is the Monsieur Watches Helm One, launching on Kickstarter. In fact, it is live on Kickstarter right now. If you're interested, make sure you snag it. In my opinion, super value for money. But my opinion is, I guess, an quote-unquote uneducated opinion, because I don't know much about watches. But I will say that from a layman perspective, for that price point, it's a no-brainer. Like I said, I'm already a backer on this thing. So yeah, and I will catch all of you in the next slice. Last shout out to Calvin over at Monsieur Watches, by the way. Bye.